everyone, Ashley Bogach-Hollister here, and I wanted to come live today to share with you guys my weight loss slash health journey with Shakeology. I wanted to kind of go over with you guys, just my initial thoughts of Shakeology and really what got me to drinking it every day. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ashley, and I've actually been an online health and fitness coach for now 2 years. When I was first presented with the opportunity to try Shakeology, I wanted nothing to do with it. I was that girl that did not drink shakes. I did not like shakes, right? And I had tried literally every shake on the market. I'm not gonna name drop anything, but of course, I was that girl that bought into all these quick fixes, and I thought that, by drinking a shake from a different company, I'd be able to lose the weight and keep it off and have this rockin' six-pack body, right? Little did I realize that a lot of the shakes that I had previously been drinking, they just were not good for you. And what I always urge my clients to do, again, is I don't like to name drop other shake companies. I know that certain products work for certain people, but the thing that I absolutely love about Shakeology is that all the ingredients grow from the ground. Guys, when I tell you this, I mean it. Like literally they hand-picked, hand-inspect every single ingredient before they put it into the bag. And literally, if you read the ingredients, guys, if you can't pronounce it and you Google it, it's a plant or an herb or a fungi or something that grows from the ground. Like, it is a legit food, right? It's not a chemical filler. It's not an artificial sweetener, an artificial flavoring or anything like that. It's real foods that your body needs. So let me take you guys back before I actually became a health and fitness coach. I was 50 pounds overweight. I could not fit into any of my clothes. I was that girl that would go to stores to buy clothes for different occasions, whether that was a weekend out with my girlfriends or a baby shower I had to go to. And guys, I would literally cry my eyeballs out because I was a size 14, 16. I was busting out of extra large clothes, 2X clothes, and there were even times where I had ripped clothes and I had to bring them to the register and embarrassingly enough tell the cashier that I was buying it because I ripped it. And that was the worst feeling in the world. For me, I hadn't hit rock bottom just yet. I was that girl that coped with food and coped with alcohol. I'm an emotional eater to this day. And when I'm happy, I eat. When I'm sad, I eat. When I'm mad, I eat. When I'm frustrated, I eat. And it just was a very vicious cycle before I found this opportunity. Again, I was 50 pounds overweight. I was on a vacation with my husband, and my coach had reached out to me for several months, and she's like, Ashley, you need to try this. I know you're gonna love it. And every single time she did, I was like, girl, I am not a shake person. I've tried every single shake out there. They don't work. They don't give you long-lasting results like everyone says. They don't keep you full. They don't do this. They don't do that. And I told her, I'm like, Shakeology is too freaking expensive. I'm not spending $130 a month on a shake that is gonna make you money, right? That was my mindset. And I was gung-ho. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. And I remember that, I was on vacation with my husband and we went to Atlanta, and guys, I literally had to buy every single new piece of clothing that I had for this vacation. I went shopping the week before and it killed me to have to buy 2X's. I refused to buy anything bigger than that. I was like, I'm not bigger than a 2X, right? Like 50 pounds overweight, I'm not bigger than a 2X, right? So I bought all new clothes. I bought a cotton dress. I bought this cute little jean vest jacket. I bought all these different things, jeans, bought all these different clothes, right? And we go on vacation, and guys, it is freaking hot in Atlanta, right? I'm from New Orleans, so it's kind of hot down here too. But Atlanta is like a whole nother beast when it comes to humidity and hot, right? So here I am in this cute little cotton dress, and guys, I am dripping in sweat, right? I'm overweight. We literally walked everywhere in Atlanta, so I was out of breath. There were times where my husband and I had to literally stop on the street corner just so I could catch my breath, right? That's how out of shape I was. I didn't work out. Again, I coped with food and alcohol, so my weight gain, it was all fat. And coming from a background in high school where I was super slender, super thin, I could eat whatever I wanted to, it was a huge change for me, right? So I remember we were in Atlanta and I'm sitting on this train in the middle of the zoo, and I just feel my lap sitting, like my stomach, I feel it sitting on top of my legs. And for me, guys, like that had never happened before. I had never experienced the way that felt. And, you know, again, I'm like hot, I'm like sweating, right? So my stomach is like all sweaty and it's drippy. And I looked down and I just felt disgusted. I felt like, how did I get to this point? How did I gain so much weight that my stomach now is sitting on top of my legs? Like, this cannot be how I'm gonna live my life. This is not how I want to feel about my body. And guys, we were in Atlanta for 5 days, and this might be a little bit of TMI for you guys, but I refused to like have sex with my husband. I refused to get dressed in front of my husband. Like I literally would go into the bathroom in our hotel, close the door, and then get dressed. It was pretty awful. Like I felt like I was ugly. I felt like I was so overweight that how could he love me? How could he look at me and say like, that's my wife? And you know, luckily enough, I was sitting on that train and my lap was sitting on top of my legs, and my coach had made a post, and I said, you know what, like I'm gonna give this a try. I'm gonna see what these shakes are about. I'm gonna step out of my comfort zone, and I am gonna reach out to her, and I'm gonna say, you know what, like let's do this. So initially, I reached out to her and I said, look girl, like I need something. I need something that's going to really give me results, and I need something that's going to help me, because I don't like to eat healthy, okay? I love fast food. Like fast food was my jam back in the day, and even today, guys, like I have to consciously tell myself like, no, you're not going to Taco Bell. No, you're not going to McDonald's. I was that girl that, embarrassingly enough, I ate fast food 3 times a day, sometimes more. You know, breakfast, I'd stop and get either a Snickers bar or a Red Bull or McDonald's McChicken sandwich for breakfast. I would stop and get Wendy's for lunch, and then Taco Bell, I'd stop and get Taco Bell on the way home, or Popeyes on the way home. And it just was adding up, right? Like that's why I wasn't able to lose weight. That's why I felt so bad about myself. That's why I was so sluggish before. That's why I felt like shit, right? But it was hard. It was hard to cut that kind of stuff out, right? So I reached out to my coach and I told her, I said, look, I don't like to work out. Okay, 2 years into this, I still don't like to work out, but I don't like to work out, I don't like to eat healthy, and I don't like drinking my food, right? Like I'm not a shake person. I'd rather eat food than drink it. And she said, you know what, girl, like me too. And when she said that, I was like, okay, like maybe I can do this, right? So I was that girl that I had been invited to a challenge group several months before this, and I was that girl that put a trash bag over my body and ran in place, because that's what made me sweat, right? So I'd jog in place for like 5 to 10 minutes, and I'd post my cute little sweaty selfie, and my coach would tell me how proud she was of me because of how much I was sweating. And after 30 days, guys, I didn't see any results. I wasn't drinking Shakeology. I was in the group for free. I had actually bought a program off of Craigslist. Sorry, coach. But she let me in her group, and I was that girl. I was that girl that did everything I could not to have to eat healthy, not to have to drink these shakes, not to have to work out, but to see results, right? And we all know, like, if you're not putting in the work, you're not gonna see the results. And so at the end of the 30 days, like all these girls that I had started this group with, they were posting their before and after pictures, and my jaw literally hit the ground. I was like, these girls are losing 10, 15, 20 pounds a month. And here I am, like, still fat, still overweight, still feeling like shit about my own body, right? So fast forward a couple of months, we go on vacation, and, you know, I thought that it was gonna be my jam, and it wasn't. It was the hugest wake-up call for me ever. And when I reached out to my coach, I said, you know what, like, I really wanna do this, but that shake stuff is kind of expensive, like $130 a month. That's crazy. And she was like, well, you know, you can get it at a discount if you want, and I can give you the options for that. And so guys, like, that's what brought me in. I was like, all right, 25% off, like, that's what we need to do, right? It made my shakes $99 compared to $130. And I said, you know what, like, let's do this. Sign me up as a coach so I can get my shakes at a discount. I don't want anything to do with this business, right? Like, I just want my shakes. I just want the discount on my shakes. And you know, I don't want anything else, right? Like, I want to be in your groups, but I don't want to run groups. And, you know, I just want the discount on my shakes. And she said, that's no problem. That's completely fine. And guys, to this day, as a coach now, I sign up a lot of people that way. And we don't ever pressure you guys to have to sell anything, right? Like, we want you to be the happiest and healthiest that you can be. And if that means that you're signing up as a coach for the discount on your shakes, so be it, right? So fast forward, and, you know, 1 month in, I found a program that I absolutely loved, and I was loving Shakeology. For one, it was $100 a month for me, so that meant that, you know, if I'm gonna commit to these shakes, I no longer can afford fast food. And guys, that was huge for me. Again, I was that person that ate fast food 3 times a day. Like, that is gross. Like, I think about it now and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I literally was that girl that like paid for the McDonald's playground because that's how often I ate McDonald's, right? So I was drinking my shakes, and guys, like, the results I was seeing from drinking my shakes and doing these workout programs that were 30 minutes or less a day were mind-blowing, right? And guys, like, these shakes are the bomb.com. When I tell you I've tried literally every single shake on the market, I have tried every single shake on the market. I was that girl that was in GNC because I didn't like working out, right? So I was going to GNC like every other week to buy shakes. And come to find out, guys, one of the shakes that I was drinking actually had a chemical in it that they use to process tires. Now, that is not bad for your body. I don't know what is, right? So when I found that out, I was like, oh my gosh, like, no wonder why I'm losing weight drinking this shake, right? Like, I'm basically poisoning my body, right? And so when I bought Shakeology, I was huge into like, what are in the ingredients, right? And for me, like, that's really what drew me in. I was like, all right, so these are like all healthy ingredients. They're all real food. So it's basically like I'm eating 5 salads when I drink the shake, right? And again, like, coming from someone who is not into drinking their food, guys, you drink a shake once a day, right? The rest of your food can all be real food, right? I eat burgers, I eat tacos, I eat pizza, like, but I drink my shake, right? So basically, some of the benefits I started seeing, first and foremost, was my energy. My energy was skyrocketed, right? Like, I felt amazing. I wanted to wake up in the morning rather than staying in bed. I felt good when I drank my shakes. And even to this day, guys, when I don't drink my shakes, I feel the difference in my energy. And the reason why it provides you the energy, guys, is because it has natural caffeine that comes from green tea extract. So you're not getting caffeine that's processed in a lab. You're not getting caffeine that's a chemical caffeine that they make that makes you feel like you're speeding around, right? And you're like, zoom, 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 zoom. And then at the end of the day, you're like, oh, crash, right? Like, it's not like that at all. It's a natural caffeine from green tea extract, right? It helped me lose weight. One, because I had to cut out the fast food, right? Because now I was spending $100 on shakes and I couldn't spend that on fast food. Guys, I was mind blown when I looked at my checkbook. So I joined, I started drinking Shakeology June of 2015 or July of 2015, and I had balanced my checkbook from February to April. That's 3 months. Guys, I had spent over $1,000 in eating out. That's fast food, that's restaurants for dinner, that was my bar tabs, over $1,000 in 3 months of just eating out with food, right? So when I started drinking Shakeology, I was kind of like, well, let me see how much money I can save, right? So when I started drinking my shakes, I wasn't buying fast food anymore. So every time that I wanted to buy fast food, I actually put $5 to the side. And guys, that paid for my Shakeology over and over and over again, right? So I had all this energy, right? I was cutting out the bad stuff and replacing it with the good stuff. It wasn't an overnight thing, but the Shakeology definitely held me accountable. It definitely made me want to eat better because I didn't want to waste my money on this shake and not get results, right? It also, guys, so Shakeology, like, again, the ingredients are bomb.com. They've got these really cool things called adaptogens and phytonutrients in it. And I'm kind of a science person, so these things like really geek me out. But basically, like, what they do is they're specialized plants and herbs found from all around the world in the most densest of soils. And guys, like, it helped my immune system. I was this person that got sick every single fall and every single winter. I was that girl that got a flu shot, and then like 8 weeks later I caught the flu. Like, and it was bad. Like, I'd have to like stay in my room for like a week at a time, and it was miserable, right? And I suffered with allergies and with sinuses, and it was bad, right? And like, ever since I started drinking Shakeology, I thought that this was like a total BS. When my coach told me about this, but guys, when I started drinking Shakeology, I have not gotten sick in 2 years, right? And that is because the adaptogens and the phytonutrients, guys, what they are is they're specialized herbs and plants found from all around the world that help boost your immune system. They help your body cope with stress, right? And that to me was like really cool. I was like, man, like, this is the first year I didn't catch the flu. Like, how awesome is that, right? And guys, I'm around people all the time. I actually used to work in a law office and in a court system, and you'd be around people that were sick all the time, right? So for me, like, that was a huge relief, right? Like, I don't have to go to the doctor. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. I don't have to buy all these different medicines that make me feel like crap, right? So that's super cool. Also, what happened was, guys, in 3 months, my first 3 months of drinking Shakeology, I lost 35 pounds. That for me was like mind-blowing. I had never lost that much weight, especially in such a short period of time. And I kept telling myself, like, okay, when is the weight gonna come back, right? Because we all know that it's easy to lose weight and it's super hard to maintain it. But what was happening, guys, is that Shakeology was actually pushing all the bad stuff out of my body, and it was making me crave the good stuff. So I was like, all right, when's this weight gonna come back, right? And it didn't. Like, guys, in my 2 years, I've been able to lose 50 pounds and maintain 50 pounds weight loss because of Shakeology. It's not a weight loss shake, but it does promote weight loss. And that is because, guys, if you start replacing those sweet treat cravings with your Shakeology, you're not gonna be eating sweets, you're gonna be eating Shakeology. If you start investing in Shakeology and stop wasting your money on fast food, guys, again, you're gonna be fueling your body with something that has the equivalence of 5 salads compared to, fast food that does nothing for you. That shit is not even real food. Like, and I say that, and I know that because when I was in college, like, I'm a science major, and we did this thing in my organic chemistry class, and we took a chicken nugget from McDonald's. This is gross. We took a chicken nugget from McDonald's, and we took a chicken breast from Winn-Dixie, and we basically like broke them down to see the chemical composition, and the chicken nuggets from McDonald's were nowhere close to the composition of what a chicken breast from Winn-Dixie was. That was huge for me. That was super eye-opening because I was that girl that ate freaking a McSpicy chicken sandwich every single day for lunch, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, it's not even chicken. That is so gross, right? On top of that, guys, my nails are so much thicker. Like, these are my real nails, and I do shape them kind of crazy, but I've never been able to grow my nails out like this until I started drinking Shakeology. My hair grows so much better. I don't know if you guys can see my roots. Guys, this is literally like a month and a half, 2 months of roots. My hair grows like crazy. It's always been super thick and super curly, but since I started drinking Shakeology, it literally is like, it's crazy how thick my nails are, how fast my hair grows out, how clear my skin is. Guys, I have not had a breakout in several months. I was that girl that every time it was like my time of the month, I would break out, and it was bad. It was like, oh, it was so gross. And then I'd cake makeup on top and all that, foundation, concealer, all that stuff, right? So it helps your body. It helps all the different major organ systems of your body. One of my absolute favorite things that Shakeology has done for me, and again, this might be TMI for you guys, but I think it's important to share because a lot of people don't realize this, but more than, I think it's like 60% of Americans suffer with some type of gastrointestinal, basically like digesting food, right? And I was that girl that ever since I was little, I hated going to public bathrooms. So I would hold in, like, if I had to go number 2, if I had to go number 2, guys, I would not go. Like, I refused. Like, I was that girl in first grade that was like, I am not going to the bathroom at school. Like, I'm just gonna hold it in, and when I get home, then I'll go, right? And I kind of trained myself from an early age to do that. And guys, basically what I was doing was I was holding waste in my body. And what happens when you do that is that your body actually starts to absorb the stuff that's being held into your body. so that it can hold it in there longer, right? So what I was doing was I was actually absorbing the things that my body was supposed to be releasing, which in turn was making me sick, and it was just not good for me, right? But what Shakeology does, and the cool thing about it, is that it helps with digestion and it helps with absorption of nutrients. So this was huge for me, right? So I was that girl that maybe went to the bathroom once a week, which is bad, right? You should be going to the bathroom at least once a day. My doctor even told me that. He was like, you know, I was that girl. I was on medication for constipation. I was on medication for IBS because I either wasn't going or I was like explosively having to run to the bathroom. And it was horrible. It was like the worst feeling in the world. There were days where I'd have to call my mom because I would accidentally go to the bathroom on myself because I refused. I was like, I am not going to a public bathroom. I am not doing that, right? So what Shakeology does is that it actually has prebiotics, probiotics, digestive enzymes in it. And so you don't have to take an extra supplement for that. And what it does is that it helps push the bad things out of your body, and not in an explosive way. I go to the bathroom every single day now, and it's just like a release, right? Like it's not like anything like that, right? So you don't have to worry about being in Winn-Dixie or being in Toys R Us and like having to like explosively run to the bathroom, right? That was a game changer for me. That right there was like the reason why I still drink Shakeology today, right? So it helps push the bad things out of your body, and as it does that, guys, it helps your body absorb the nutrients that it needs. So your intestine line, if you think about it like a tube, right? Like a hose. So I'll just like hold my hand like this. So your intestine line is like a hose, right? So as you have junk that's moving out of it, the walls of your intestine actually absorb the things that are moving through it. So when you eat food, when you eat McDonald's, when you eat Taco Bell, all that stuff, right? It's going through your intestine, and your body, the tube, is absorbing it into your bloodstream and into your body. So whatever you're eating, guys, is packing into your cells. So if you feel sluggish, that could be due to eating greasy foods. That could be due to eating fast food, all that stuff, right? So what Shakeology does is that it helps push all those things out and clears the walls of your intestine, so that when you are eating the right foods, even when you're eating the bad foods, right? When you're eating those things, it absorbs the things that you need. And guys, this is so important, especially if you live in the United States. This is a crazy fact. Again, I'm a science major, so bear with me, but an apple today only has 25% of the nutrition in it as an apple 40 years ago. Guys, that is like scary, right? So in order for you to get the nutrients that you need from one apple, right, you'd have to really eat 4. And if you are diabetic, or if you are someone that suffers with thyroid, you know that you cannot eat 4 apples a day because the sugar levels are just like the natural sugar levels are just way too high, right? That is because, guys, everything, whether it says GMO free or not, everything we eat in the United States is genetically modified. I don't care what you say. I don't care the research you do. If you watch any type of documentary on any of the foods that we eat or anything like that, it's all genetically modified. And that is so, like, I'm not going to go into like government conspiracies and stuff like that, but the United States makes money off of sick people, period, end of story. That's why we have such a bad healthcare system. That's why we have such a bad, you go to the grocery store and the produce is not even like nice produce, right? To where if you're in another country, it's very hard for different things to come in and out of these countries because they have such harsh regulations on them. And guys, for me, like that was game changing. That was something that was huge, right? Because even when I was eating healthy, I wasn't getting in the nutrients that I needed. So Shakeology, what it did for me digestively is that I was able to push all that crap out of my body, right? Which made me feel better inside, it made me feel better outside. And then I was able to absorb the nutrients that I needed, so that when I was eating one apple, yeah, I was only getting 25% of the nutrition, but I was getting all 25% of that nutrition, right? All those vitamins, all those nutrients were coming through and into my body. And that's what Shakeology does, guys. It replaces the need that your body needs for those nutrients, for those vitamins. So speaking of vitamins and nutrients, I promise you guys this video is not going to go too much longer, but speaking of vitamins and nutrients, guys, Shakeology has enough vitamins and minerals in it to completely replace your daily multivitamin. This is huge, okay? I'm 27. When I started drinking Shakeology, I was 25. And I don't know about you guys, but I was not taking a multivitamin. I was like, I'm not old. I don't need to take a vitamin, right? But guys, like, game changer. If you are not taking a daily multivitamin, you need to be. And if you're not, if you like refuse to take a daily multivitamin, you need to be drinking Shakeology, because again, it has enough vitamins and minerals to completely replace your daily multivitamin. Guys, this is huge. This is a game changer. This is what helps your skin get clear. This is what helps your hair grow. This is what helps your nails grow. This is what helps your body function the way that it should be functioning, right? You don't want your body functioning half-assed, right? Like, no, you want your body doing what it's supposed to be doing. And by drinking Shakeology, it allows your body to do that. I now am in a place where I am trying to get pregnant. And so I actually had a conversation with my doctor about a month and a half ago about my Shakeology. And guess what, guys? He completely approved it. I have a doctor's note with his signature on it. He completely approved my Shakeology as my prenatal. That to me is mind-blowing, right? How is it that I can grow a human inside of me, not have to take some like off-the-shelf prenatal vitamin that maybe is going to work, maybe is not going to work, maybe I'm going to digest it, maybe I'm not going to digest it, when I could just be drinking my shake? Guys, this shake is an all-in-one thing, and it is a game changer to any type of weight loss, any type of health journey, any type of just being healthy in general, right? That is because it does so much for your body. Guys, I literally could go on for days talking about Shakeology because it has changed my life. I have lost 50 pounds. I have been able to maintain that 50-pound weight loss, and I credit it to Shakeology, right? Because if I'm not drinking my shake every day, it makes me go, well, maybe I can have McDonald's. Maybe I can have Burger King. Maybe I can have that donut or have this or have that. And guys, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I still do eat those things. I have donuts probably like every other week. I eat pizza at least 2 or 3 times a month. But I know that I can do those things because I'm working out every day and I'm drinking my Shakeology every day. And guys, that's what helps me get past, even the days I'm not eating right, I can still drink my shake and know that that has 5 equivalents of a salad in it. And for me, guys, that is the game changer. Shakeology is where it's at. So if you guys have any questions or you just want more information about it, feel free to comment below, of course, message me, or talk to the coach who invited you to this group. Because guys, I know that it's an investment. I get it. I totally get it. I was that girl. I was not paying $130 for a shake. And even today, like, yeah, maybe $100 a month for a shake is kind of expensive, but not when you're spending $1,000 in 3 months on fast food and on junk shit that you don't need in your body, right? And guys, like, I urge you to sit down and go over your finances if, the cost of Shakeology is not in your budget. I urge you guys to go over what you're fueling your body with and what you could be replacing certain things with, right? Shakeology has helped me budget-wise. It's helped me weight-wise. It's helped me mentally love who I am, right? I now look in the mirror and I love who I am. When my husband tells me I'm beautiful, I believe him, right? I don't sit there and say, oh my gosh, like, you're such a liar. Like, why are you telling me this, right? And that is because, guys, like, Shakeology has helped me lose that weight. It's helped me gain that confidence, and it has literally changed my life. So I know this video is getting kind of long, but I wanted just to pop in real quick, give you guys my take on Shakeology. Again, if y'all have any questions whatsoever, feel free to comment below, reach out, or talk to the coach who invited you to this group. Talk to y'all soon. Bye, everyone.